Is sugar addiction a real thing? Hi, I'm Dr. Vicki Peterson, and it absolutely is. Whether it's yourself that feels addicted, if you feel like your child is, first of all, there's a lot you can do about it, and it's important to do so. I'm about to do several videos about sugar and its effect on your health as well as your children's. I think you'll be surprised if you have children how much sugar can affect them, and some permanent effects or semi-permanent effects that can occur for children who get too much sugar at an early age. It actually affects their taste buds. It's very strongly linked to obesity by age 6, but that's all to come. I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but right now I want to talk about sugar addiction. So we have a pleasure center in our brain, and we produce a chemical called dopamine, which sort of gives us that feeling of, I had sweet, it was good, you know. Just actually anticipating a sweet treat will get your pleasure center activated. It turns out that some people, it's a genetic variant, they don't get that same pleasurable response, and they need more and more of the substance. In this case, we're talking about sugar, but we could just as easily be talking about drugs. And these are people that are genetically predisposed, not that it's incorrectable, because it is, which is very exciting, but they are genetically predisposed to be more of an addictive person because they don't feel, so if you had a cookie and you said, oh, that was great, I'm done, that person, you know, would start with one cookie and then the next day would need 2 or 3, and then before you know it, they're eating a whole bag, and even eating a whole bag, they're still not satisfied. You know, there's still that pleasure center wasn't stimulated to the point where it's like, oh good, I had enough. And so, as I said, there's things you can do about this, which is very exciting, but it is a real thing. So when it comes to ourselves and our children, I just wanted you to know that there's good news in how to work with it, but sugar, interestingly enough, is more addictive than drugs. Like, they've taken rats and they've gotten them fully addicted to cocaine, fully addicted, then offered them sugar, and the rats would go for the sugar over the cocaine. They then made it more difficult to get the sugar. So the rat could get the cocaine really easily, but when it came to the sugar, they had to push some levers and go through and get like a mild shock, nothing to, you know, harm them, but annoy them. And so they had to sort of jump through some hoops to get to the sugar. They still went for the sugar. So it's actually more addictive than drugs. So if you've ever felt addicted, I used to be addicted as a kid, so, well, into my early adulthood, so I know what that's like, but it is a very real thing. What's exciting is what you can do about it, which is to figure out where it's coming from. So, a few different things. One, sugar goes into the bloodstream really fast. So if for whatever reason you are not turning food into good fuel, meaning it's going in your mouth, but it's not getting to your cells. So your cells are kind of starving even though you ate. So from the cellular perspective, it's going, where's my food? And then it will cause you to crave something that will get into the cells very quickly, and that's the sugar, refined carbohydrates. So that's one aspect physiologically that can occur. Another one is that you can have food sensitivities, which is along that same line, meaning you're eating a food, but it's not turning into good fuel, and you need that quick hit. Another one is hormones. So if you have an imbalance in certain hormones, women who are PMSing really understand this one, where it's like, I can't get enough sugar, and then all of a sudden, no, I need enough salt, and no, I'm back to the sugar. It's due to that imbalance, and it's a hormone called progesterone, which is kind of the mellow feel-good hormone, and you don't have enough of that because it's being shunted away to make more stress hormones, and you get that intense sugar craving. But we can isolate and identify food sensitivities. We can normalize the function of the gut. We can normalize hormones. So these things are all very doable and fixable, which is important because once again, I'm jumping the gun a little bit, but in a future video, I'm going to talk about the fact that sugar not only moves you toward obesity, which you already knew, but it moves you toward really all the degenerative diseases we're trying to avoid, including cancer. The system, by the pathway that stimulates cancer really requires sugar and needs it and likes it. And the last thing we want to do is give cancer cells anything they like. So it's really important we get a good handle on this sugar addiction that is a real thing. And the last thing I wanted to talk to you about was the genetics of it. So I mentioned those people that need more and more to kind of stimulate their pleasure center, and this is something they're genetically predisposed to. However, we work with genomics, which is understanding, first of all, doing a genetic test with you and figuring out if you have these genes. And then what's really exciting is just having the gene just means you have the gene, but we can alter the expression of genes nutritionally. So that's what's really exciting. It's just because you have the gene and you're sort of stuck in this craving thing doesn't mean you have to keep being that way. So there's special nutrition you can use that actually supports that gene so that it's not expressing in a bad way. It's more going back to neutral, which is what you want. So hopefully that made sense, but that's a field that we've been working with here at Root Cause for a couple of years now. And so what's exciting is the research just keeps expanding and we learn more and more. And it's really a wonderful field. It's great because it's all natural solutions. Really everything we do is a natural solution, but it is really exciting. So if you feel you're addicted to sugar, if you feel like you have a child that's addicted to sugar, please reach out because there's so much that can be done, and it's important. It goes way beyond, oh, I know sugar's not good for me. It will have trickle-down effects in your health and in your children's health, and it's all avoidable. So I hope this was informative. Please share it with others. If your health is not the way you want it to be, reach out. We can offer you a consultation. And we can do it in person, of course, if you live locally near Saratoga, California, not New York, Saratoga, California. Or if you are at a distance, we can do a consultation over the phone because we're all about helping you to regain your health and get optimal health so you can really enjoy long-lived health your whole life, and that's completely possible. I see it all the time. I delight in getting people there, and I would love to help you. So reach out. The number here is 408-733-0400, or you can contact us at the website rootcausemedical.com. I'll see you soon.